So here we are, about to unload the new vertical milling machine. So fairly hefty beast. I have the engine crane, some wood, and because of the access to the shed, I'm going to have to transfer this into the little van to get it down the driveway. So it's going to be interesting. So here's the engine crane set up, and now I just have to wiggle it out. Halfway out, one man job, so drop it down onto the planks and then I'll be able to swap vans. All coned off. Changing vans. So here we go, we're in the little van and now we need to unload this. And the issue is we're on a slight incline, so it's as close as I can get the van into the shed. So chocking up the side of the crane and then pulling it back, it should be okay. So here we have the setup. Because we're on a slight angle, I've tied it to a solid post, and then I'm going to slowly jimmy it out. So watch this space. This is the mill being extracted down into the lower shed. So here's the base for the mill. Had a little bit of surface rust, actually was in pretty good condition. I just gave it a wire brush and just fired some rust kill with primer on it, and then I'll give it a rattle can. Once it's in, it's never going to get looked at again, so might as well give it a bit of a birthday. But it's nice and sturdy, so I'll bolt it down. Last coat of rust kill primer. This is the bottom, so it's got the bit of pitting, but it'll dry off and then I'll be able to give it a coat of paint. Well, that took most of the day. It's not in position, but it's close, so I'll leave it there till I get it all up and running, and then it will shuffle around. So the lathe will move along, and then the mill will be to the right and the drill will be to the right of that. So they'll be up against that wall. So before I dig in too deep and start fixing everything, I thought I'd better just do a quick before overview of the new vertical milling machine. It's a B30 with power feed. It's a 3-phase, 2 horsepower. So it's a good machine, but it's in a fairly sad state. So as you can see, bed's fairly rusty. Not too much damage. I have been through and done a little bit of cleaning. I actually put some grease in underneath and a bit of oil on the ways, just to so that I can move it around. It was a bit grindy. Same with the spindle. I put some grease in the spindle and also on the vertical post. So this model is a B30, but luckily it has a power feed. So the power feed drive is driven off a small belt in the top, and then we have 3 different levels of feed, slow, medium and high. It's got the manual fine feed with the clutch. I'm going to have to make up a knob because this nut here is the clutch adjustment for the handle. This is also the feed lever. So there's a gearbox in there with the 3 different levels. I'll tidy up the bed. I've just already started making some handles, so I've made the what do you call them, the spindle, and I will print up some 3D handles to go on top of it. There was one bent, broken one, and the other one was missing, and it's just a bit of a pain to move it around. The bed's reasonably free now that I've put some oil in underneath it. I haven't done anything yet with the cross slide. It was just balancing to get it in here. It's in reasonable condition, but the biggest issue that we have is the collet is there's a collet that is locked in here. So I've gone and changed the gears so I can't turn it. Yeah, so we're going to have to get, this is a Clarkson mill collet on the bottom, and it is seized in the shaft. So I machined up a drawbar, which without threads, but just with the right internal, so that I could try and drive it out, and nothing budged. I've had some heat on it. I've also had some penetrating oil, and there's been no movement. So that's almost 3 or 4 days. I haven't beaten it too hard, but and I haven't used excessive heat. I've just used it and heated it up. So it may be a case of removing the spindle and pressing it out, or getting heat into the right place and giving it another whack. No doubt that'll turn up on a video. At this stage, I'm just going to get it running. The 3-phase plug has been removed. Obviously, we don't have three-phase in this shed, so the VFD, vertical frequency drive, is on its way. So I have a 2.2 kilowatt 220 to 380 volt variable frequency controller coming. So that will be here next week, and then we'll be able to get the thing running, and then basically tidy it up. So that's kind of where we're at this stage. There's the pedestal that was initially cleaned up. So I'll go through, tidy up the bed, tidy up some various other bits and pieces. The spindle has been lubricated, so although it's a little bit messy in there, but I did just get anything that was dry covered. There's the Clarkson collet for the Clarkson chuck. So this is all we have, but it needs to get removed. Because the Clarkson chuck is seized in, I thought I might as well just make up some collets so that we can at least use it until we pull the spindle and get it pressed out. So I've machined up a metric 12, 10, 8 and 6 mil collet, as you can't
get metric ones, so we'll see how they go. So cast steel, boring from 16mm to 19mm with the 4-jaw chuck. So that's about a 20 thou cut, so 40 thou off the diameter. .200 RPM, pulling 1 amp. Okay, let's measure it and see where we're at. Okay, so we're at 16.35. So here we are. I've made a bit of a rookie mistake. I ended up being 0.35 oversize, and all my fault. The bore gauges, I was using the this one as I was opening it up from 16mm to 19mm, and I didn't think to check, and it goes to like 18.5. And so without me knowing, I took a measurement, and I was reading undersize, and so I took another cut, and that was it. So I've now bored it out to, oh, it's gone into the, I've now bought, oh, there we go. Now bored it out to 22mm, and I will machine up a sleeve, so, and take it back to 19. I've also cleaned up the outer diameter just in case we want to put some drive gear or something on that. So I thought I'd just, while I've got it all dialed up in the 4-jaw chuck, I just cleaned that up to so it's like 40.5mm, and it gives us a nice round surface if we want to put something on there at a later date. So let me make a sleeve and carry on. So here's the power feed. 12mm cap screw, little sleeve, insert, oh, get in there. So here we have it, the hand wheel on the right hand side where the scale is. There is the steel pressed in insert from my boring oversize. So now have the one on the front, the one on the right hand side. This is where you work, and then I'll use the other end for a power feed, or just using the drill to rapidly move the bed from one end to the other. There we go, that'll be the end of this video. I'll try and get it out tonight for you guys in the morning.
Please add your thoughts and comments, like and subscribe. Let's grow this channel.